Good morning, Thriving Warriors, fellow humans. H-E-E-S. This is not a Ferengi thing. Good morning. Here we are. Today is November 5th, 2023. Here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is simple to help you get from where you are to someplace better. From point A, point B, someday out to Successlandia. That's it. No big deal. This is Sunday during the week. Our podcast is basically to help you. The focus is helping you through the week, through the work week. Weekends are helping you on the spiritual side, the philosophical side, the metaphysical side, the ontological side of life. Think about what is my purpose, why am I here, etc. Once again, this podcast is not designed for believers, people who are already believers and or people who are successful. This is for the people who are not believers. This is for the people who are not successful. So if you're not a successful, not successful, and or you are not a believer, I'm going to go back to that. If you are not successful, either as a believer or non-believer, you're not a believer, whether you're successful or not, this is not designed for you. All are welcome, however, this is not designed for you, because if you're a believer, you have already said this doesn't bring meaning to you. If you're already successful, you already have the physical, financial things that you decide this is not for you. You're welcome, but this is not for you. And if you are a believer, you don't have the ability to think like an unbeliever. It just doesn't work to say to unbelievers, if you just saw the way I see it, your life would be different, because they keep very simple. The theme of today is part 2 on setting the narrative aside. So this is specifically for people who are not believers. If you are a believer, you can watch this for interest, maybe try to understand the mind of somebody who's not a believer. Again, it's not for you. So please observe it as if you were somebody on a spaceship at a different planet, and you're like, oh, that's the crazy thing those people think. Wow, okay. As opposed to, no, you're wrong, blasphemer, you're taking people the wrong direction. No, it's not for that. This is for people who are not believers. If you're a believer, not trying to change your mind, not telling you your belief is not correct, not getting you to re-examine your beliefs, not asking you to set your narrative aside. That's not the point. However, the numbers are on my side. All believers are preaching to the choir. Unfortunately, the choir is becoming a smaller percentage of the population. It's going down. 70% of Catholics, for example, believe in transubstantiation. What does that mean for future generations? Not good. So what you're doing is great. Unfortunately, what other people are doing is diminishing you. And we're trying to help people get to where you are. They're not going to get to where you are by just doing what, because probably you were taught certain things. And probably you had a falling out. And then probably you came back. But you had a foundation. Probably. Not exclusively, just probably. Okay. So, we're 5 minutes in, haven't even started yet. But that's the disclaimer. This podcast is not for believers. Believers are already there. This is a podcast for non-believers who are not successful. And they simply want practical tools to help them get from where they are to someplace. No big deal. Okay? So let's not make a bigger deal than it is. However, all hate mail is welcome from the believers, which is kind of a oxymoron, right? All right. So our podcast is normally 5 parts: preparation, uh, adopting an attitude of gratitude, review the day, plan for your day, project, and then go live it. But we're at 6 minutes in already, and today is daylight savings time, so there's a lot more light, and it's going to continue that way for a while. Then it keeps getting darker. Excuse me, for the next 6-7 weeks till first day. Cool. Oh, there we go. All right. So today's theme, once again, is to set the narrative aside and start the adventure of your life. So in the description down below is a podcast. I think it's from Kurt Peterson. Yes, it's about that topic. How do you create the adventure of your life? And what do you think he says? He says, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Start the adventure of your life. And then Seth Godin, let's see, Seth Godin, let's pull that up. Seth Godin has a good one, a short one for us today. The power of expectations. When we raise our expectations for a student, for a friend, a coworker, we open the door to possibility. We offer them dignity and a chance to grow. We're offering them trust. But if we become attached to those expectations, if the expectation unmet leads us to distress or unhappiness, then the attachment undermines the very reason for creating expectation in the first place. Okay, that's very deep. Very deep indeed. But it has to do, let's start with expectations. When we raise our expectations, we open the door to possibility. So if I expect you to come to this thing every day, if I expect that you're going to be here every day for a week, give it a good faith hearing for a week to make it part of your daily routine, if I have that expectation, open the door to possibility of what? Chance to grow, dignity. We're offering them trust. I have this expectation. If you come here, trust me. Trust me. I'm offering you trust. But if we become attached to those expectations, if the expectation unmet leads us to distress. So if you decide not to do it, and then that may causes me to have feelings about you, that attachment to my expectation of you undermines the very reason I had the expectation in the first place. So good to set expectations, but if they don't do it, don't get upset. Don't get upset. Okay. Patience. It's worth the most when it's the most difficult to find. Right. Welcome to our world. That's what I posted on Facebook today. Maybe it was you. Welcome to our world. Okay, where are we? 43 in. Okay. We have a prayer. Okay, so yesterday we talked about imagine your life was a gift with no strings attached. There was no plan for you. However, there's a gift of life. There's a spark of God. We do Matt 22, 37 through 40, John 13, 34, and James 1, 27. If we follow those things, it becomes clear that what we're supposed to do is nurture and feed that little spark, make it grow, make it a blazing burner. That's what we're supposed to do. And have the belief that God experiences the world through us. So there's a quick little prayer from a woman named Teresa of Avila, 1515 to 1582. Right? So she was there around the time of the start of the Protestant Reformation, didn't know anything about it. So the idea is God experiences the world through us. God is omnipotent, omnipresent. He experiences the world through us. Christ has no body but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. Your eyes, with which he looks, compassion on his world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which he blesses all the world. Yours are the hands, yours are the eyes, you are the body. Christ has no body now but yours. Hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes with which he looks, compassion on this world. Christ has no body now on earth but yours. Okay, so that kind of fits in with that idea, right? All right. So this that fits in with the idea of God is within us. God is in all things. God is within us. God is a spark. All we have to do is nurture the spark. How can we nurture the spark? We can very simply do as God commanded in John. God commanded in John 3:16. Whoever believes in him shall have everlasting life. Okay. And then if we go to what did I say? Matthew 27, Matthew 22. This is unfortunately, I apologize. Okay, Matthew 22:37. Jesus said to him, well, okay, so Jesus is talking to the scribes, which is the first commandment of all. Jesus describes the teacher, which is the great commandment of the law in the law. Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and all of your mind. This is the first and great commandment. Your heart, soul, and mind. Got it. There's this spark. God is within you. This is the first great commandment. And the second is you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Focus John 3:16. Whoever believes in him. On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets. Cool. Okay, let's go to John. John 13:34. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. Okay. Okay. Love God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as I have loved you. Now, this occurs when Jesus knows he's going to be killed. The other ones were before that. And then finally, if we take James 1:27, pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. Okay, truth. Okay. The adventure of a life. Truth. Do those three things or follow those commandments of Jesus. Boom, all is good. All righty then. How are we doing for time? 15:40 in. All right, so set the narrative aside. Kind of have this idea. My life is an unconditional, no strings attached gift from God. I can do with it whatever I want. If I want to become a mass murderer, it's my life. God's expectations of me are to do this. However, per Seth Godin, God cannot, God is not if, so let's turn this around. But if God becomes attached to the expectation, if the expectation unmet leads us to distress or unhappiness, if God gets unhappy with our behavior, then it undermines the reason for the whole thing. However, what did we see? Prodigal son. The son was the worst son of a Jewish person there could be. He was living with the pigs. And his father, no questions asked, brought him back. So Jesus used that power of expectations. God does not become attached to his expectations. Okay? No strings attached gift. God is not going to punish you. That's what the prodigal son tells us. There's no, just have this idea, there's no plan. You get to do with it however you want, but God is inside you. What makes God happy is to follow what Jesus said. Love God with all your heart, love your neighbor as yourself, love your neighbor as Jesus loved us, meaning be willing to suffer and die. Take care of widows and orphans. Those are people in need. And you can also go to Matthew 25:35 to talk about that. Okay, but anyway, time is racing, 17:46 in. Got to get out there, do the walk. And so, everybody, this is Sunday. Go to church. Go to as many churches as you can. We're going to 3 or 4 of them today. And with that, peace be with you. Oh, sorry.